Yo, welcome to Music is a Day Job. I'm your host, Sean, and this is brought to you by the Concert app. The Concert app is an artist accelerator app that takes artists from head opener to headliner to on tour and gives fans the best experience in independent live music. Now, this is part two of finding my fans, like getting fans. And this is getting 30 to 50 fans. Now this is a different level of like the game. This is where I tell people like 30 fans is where you're an amazing opener. You're great support for a local show. 50 fans is I'm a headliner and I'm great support for a national show. So this is the sweet spot of you starting to really get shows. We talked about your first 15 fans and them being family and stuff like that, and using those fans to make sure other fans and consumers start coming around you. Now, when you start getting to 30 fans, you're starting to meet people that start knowing you for what you do as an artist. This is when you start seeing people that you may not fully know commenting on stuff, everything like that. You're creating content and getting response from people that weren't in your immediate circle. And that's when you start noticing these 30 fans. And now you've used the fans that were your family and friends to get these 30 to 50 fans. You're starting to get them to get to 30 because you're like, oh, well, they come out because they see these 15 people going crazy. Now 15 more people have come. So between these 5 shows, I'm trying to get like 5 people out of every group to be my fan. This goes with talking, and as I talked before, like the contact that you have with people at these shows and the contact you have with people online, you're getting to 30 people. That means you're now a good opener. You're getting to a point that you're being like, yo, I'm ready to headline. I'm going over 30 and I'm ready to headline. I'm trying to get to the point of headlining because I think I can get to 50. And now the thing about this is where you're going to see the drop of fans, and if you stay with it, this is where you see the increase in fans. A lot of people drop off after the 15 to 20 fans because what happens is when these, like, you get to the 4 and 5 shows and your family starts falling off and your friends start falling off, you see a fall to go back to, like, let's say you got to 30 fans, you might see a drop off of 10 of these people. And now you're fighting to get, so then that's why you have to do it quick, because you're going to see a drop off at some point and you want to be able to match it out with new fans to get you to 30 fans and 50 fans. The difference between the 30 fan person and the 50 fan person, the only difference is that they have done the reps. Because when you get to 50 fans, you're starting to get to the point where people are tied to these songs and you have the reps in. And it's easy based off of sometimes your stage presence, your content that you're making, that people can start telling that you take this seriously and then you're creating quality. So that's what's going to take you from the 30 to 50. To get to the 30, that's usually the people you're getting around and you're gaining fans from other headliners and stuff like that. And you're still kind of doing that to get to 50, but then on top of that, people start noticing the seriousness of it. And you start getting to a space of where the quality shows, who you are shows, and the skill, just the all above skill level shows the difference between you being an opener and a headliner. And that's what ends up selling this. This is when you start creating your brand and start playing with the idea of being that product that exists. Now, what I say to people with this, there's tons of different ways to, of course, acquire these fans, which I've said, going to malls in these areas and stuff like that, because you're starting to build the look. And if you're in an area, especially like if you're in your hometown city, this is where you're getting those 50 fans. So then you're starting to get known. So then this gives you an upper hand because you already started working to get to the point of having 30. And then as you start moving to 50, you're starting to get way more known. So then that should make it actually easier because people are going to start knowing your name. You're going to have a little bit of buzz. You've been doing a couple shows. You've been doing 4 or 5 shows or whatever like that. and people will start going like, oh, we kind of know who this person is. So that's what you're leveraging to get yourself to that next level of like 50 fans. And now at 50 fans, as I said, this is when I said in the headliner, this is when people respect you for being a headliner, but you have to carry yourself different. You're making music that is quality. You're doing everything you need to do. You're making the other artists want to open for you because they know you're going to hold your side of the bargain of being a 50 person. Because see, everyone enjoys 50 people in a crowd. Like no matter what anyone says, like 50 people is a good bit of people. So if you are pretty much guaranteeing 50, everyone's going to want to open for you because they know they can gain fans the same way I'm saying, and then they know they're going to see a good show. So, and 50 people is always good because everyone will come away from it. And see, this is the thing. Everyone, if you really put 50 people in the building, everyone comes away from it feeling like, oh, that was a good night. Because 50 people is actually a lot of people. See, a lot of people don't think about this. And this is how I'm thinking about when I was building my fan base. It's like 50 people, once I get to 50 people, everyone's going to feel good at the end of the night. And say stuff like, that was a movie. You know what I'm saying? Because 50 people making noise and 50 people standing there is a lot of people to have your attention on. So you're using that. And then this is where, as I said, at a 50 person, you're more than likely going to get the offers for national shows now. So even through my system, I will slide you national shows. And then, of course, they contact me a lot of times to be like, yo, do you have a kid that can bring people to the show? And when you're around a 50 ticket person, that makes it easy for you to get these multiple shows. So you want to get, and then that's what's going to also, as I said, as some people drop off, when you're getting some of these national shows, that's going to help you because you already got 50 people in the building. Now you're going to use these 50 people the same way you used your family and friends to get more fans. You're going like, hey, I have 50 people in this building when I go to this national show. And if they're making noise, if 50 people are screaming your song and 50 people are doing this, then you're getting to the point that everybody in a building, if 1,000 people are in a building and 50 people scream, it's loud and everyone else is going to take notice. So use that leverage to start building. This is also the time that merch is going to help you build fans. Around 50, like 30 is cool, but 50 is like, that's when you starting to get that brand to where people are like, hey, I want to buy some merch from this kid. So this is like the start of you finding, like seeing income usually. And even in my system, if you're an opener and you're selling over 30, you're going to see a little bit of income. If you're selling over 50 as the headliner, you're going to start seeing income. So then you're seeing that from that point, and then you're also seeing the point of people wanting to buy merch. And that's when you should probably implement the merch in, because 50 people are liking you, and that's what's going to keep people saying your name. That's going to get you a consistent 50 and start moving up, because that's when people will be like, yo, where's this shirt from? Where's this from? You're starting to build it. So take that 50, and then this is what's going to propel you into the next level, which we'll talk about. And the next one is where I say the start of your career is 100 fans. So you're building all that to get to this point to be like, yo, I'm a headliner now. This is what, like, this means I'm taking things seriously. People are going to start seeing that you're taking this seriously, and now you start moving forward. Now, once again, this Music is Day Job. It's brought to you by the Concert app. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Everyone needs to know all this information so they can start turning music into a day job. The Concert app is in multiple cities and states right now. If we are in your state, then you'll either see a show right now. If you download the app, you'll see a show there, and then you need to jump on the show and start building your career. If you see a conference, make sure you come to the conference, because we're going to talk about everything we talk about in turning music as a day job, and we're going to talk about using the Concert app. If we're not there, make sure you tell all the artists around you to get onto the app, so then it makes it easier for us to expand to those areas. If you have venues on and we're in your area or we're not, pass on the venues so we can start building with those venues and start building these shows with you. So once again, this music is a day job. It's brought to you by the Concert app. I'm Sean.